Hey,
Hi, everybody.
We're knitting in our jeans.
Yes.
I'm Liz.
I'm Carolyn.
And thank you for coming to join us. If you're new, if you're
Welcome.
returning, thank you for coming back.
Yes.
On Instagram and Ravelry, I'm Toolizzforyou, Toolizzforyou.
And I'm cpredmor, which was my original email. And I'm that on Ravelry and Instagram. And I'm also knitting in our jeans -C.
Well, knitting in our jeans, and usually it's Mom who posts.
I try to make sure that it's a C. So anyway.
So what are you wearing, Mom?
I am wearing a Vogue pattern.
Yes, and it's not a knitting pattern.
No, it's not. It's my coat. I have lining.
I don't think we'll be able to see the whole thing. It's floor length.
But it is floor length, and it's not going to remain floor length. It's just we cut it long. But I got the lining in, and I'm really quite pleased. So the next step is I haven't had enough time to even iron the thing. So that front lapel needs to be ironed, and then top stitched, and then sleeves go on, and then
zipper install.
Separating zipper, install that. Put on my heaviest, maybe 2 sweaters to make sure I give myself enough room, because that's the point of this. It's my winter coat, and I want to be able to wear it over everything. So I figure I'll put on 2 sweaters and see what the comfortable fit is there. So it's going to be a separating black zipper. I've ordered frogs to go down the front and
at the back pleat.
And at the back pleat. And I bought 8 of them, I think.
Good.
And then I was thinking that frogs may be difficult to
close.
To firmly close in the wintertime with gloves on, etc. So I'm thinking of getting the heavy-duty snaps and sewing the snaps to the frogs and then the snaps to the coat, so that you're really just snapping the frogs on. So that's my plan. And we're going to be in the city
this week.
This week, yes. Tuesday, Wednesday, or sometime.
She's going to come visit me at work.
Yeah. And because that's where all the button people are. The Notions people are very close to where she works. And I have spring break. So I can go in and we can certainly do this. So we're thinking maybe Tuesday.
Maybe Tuesday,
maybe Wednesday. Keep me posted on
my
your meeting schedule.
Yep.
Because probably Tuesday would be better.
Okay.
Knowing that Dad wants to get working on the AIS.
Okay.
Yes. So this coat's really hot.
Yeah.
It's got lining, it's got thinsulate.
And it's wool.
So it's
super warm.
Super warm. I was having hot flashes while I was sewing it. It was all in my lap earlier. So anyway, then last week you made a suggestion.
Yes.
Putting a collar on my Wellwood. I did.
I think it looks very nice.
I think it's looking much better. And the wrinkles actually did quite well. I mean, what you're seeing is really part of it's the texture of the sweater. So I'm really pleased, and I'm just trying to figure out what I wear it over.
Are you going to be putting buttons?
No, I'm not going to be putting buttons.
Okay.
Because they're going to be non-functional. And it's just something else for me to get caught on.
Okay.
So I'm thinking no. But now I'm trying to figure out what to wear it with, because it needs to have something underneath of it. So I don't know. I'll try it with my white shirts, and we'll go from there. But I'm amazed at how soft it has turned out after blocking and washing. I'm really pleased. I steamed the bottom to get that hem to lie flat. I held the iron above it, so the steam wasn't reaching. The steam is reaching the sweater. The bottom of the iron never touched it at all. And it just relaxed so nicely. So I'm very, very pleased with that. That's a win.
Yay!
In my column. Yes. So I show you what else?
So I finished a few things.
Let me see.
Finished my Avana. I have to block it. But it's done. I put the sleeves on during the snowstorm on Wednesday.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. So the sleeves are on. The collar's done.
How pretty.
I think it'll block out really nicely.
So, you didn't say what you were wearing.
I'm wearing my Bumhugger.
Very nice.
Because it's super warm.
Bag. Am I sitting on it?
Sorry, guys. Know.
Oh, here, it's under your chair.
Oh.
Yes.
And then...
Because it has what's on my needles.
I finished all of the knitting of the Gramps. Now we just need to sit with it at the dining room table, I think, and figure out how to do the zipper.
Okay.
Because my question is, do we whip stitch the two fronts together?
I'll do that while you...
I got it.
Serious stitch loss here.
Panic
City.
And so do we, like, put it on waste yarn? And because I want a 3-needle bind off the zipper to the sweater, because I want this zipper as integral to this sweater as possible. So do we whip stitch it, these two sections together so that they form that seam, and then we lay the zipper in it, and then we whip stitch each side to the proper side, and then unzip it, and then mark where we're going, where each stitch will come through and pull through that way, or I don't know.
That's clever.
That was extremely clever.
I think that we whip stitch it.
Mm-hmm.
But knowing that the zipper's going to stand proud.
Mm-hmm.
So that he doesn't get it caught up in the zipper. So I think we whip stitch it together so that we make sure, that way the fronts will be even when you're putting the zipper on. And that's important because you don't want it to hang lopsided.
Right.
Then we place the zipper. Actually, no. We place the zipper in like that. They're not whip stitched together. They're placed apart. What we're talking about is having it apart. The width, or maybe a little bit more than the zipper, so that her grandpa doesn't get it caught. So what we're talking about is actually not hiding the zipper, but having the zipper teeth show.
And what I want to do is I want to mark, maybe in permanent markers, I want to mark where each stitch sits on the zipper tape, and then take my
crochet hook.
Where are they? Yeah, my little latch hooks, or an awl maybe first, and then the latch hooks, through the zipper tape, and bring up a strand of yarn, so that probably the awl in order to get it through, and then you bring it up and you pop the stitch you've made through the zipper tape onto another needle, so that you can then 3-needle bind off your zipper into the sweater.
I think that's exactly what we do.
Okay.
I think that is exactly what we do.
I think that might be a next weekend come over early and do kind of thing.
All right.
I don't know. We'll see. We will see how long this episode runs.
Right.
But yeah. So.
Well, that's.
I know.
Kudos to you.
I was very excited.
That's worth a celebration.
Thank you.
Because.
I know.
It's been hard.
It has. And then I have all of this yarn left over.
My God, how much is it?
It's like 300 yards.
Is there a shawl in there?
There might be. So, what I was thinking, I don't know if you've seen the Neighborhood Fiber Parkland colorway for the Parkland students.
I don't think so.
So they did a beautiful, like, bluey green. Mm-hmm. Like, it's gorgeous. I'm pulling it up. And they're giving all of the proceeds.
To Parkland?
To a related charity. Let me look it up. It is So I believe they're donating to March for Our Lives.
Very nice.
Yeah, so...
Trust Carita.
Yeah. So it's a beautiful color. It's this bluey green.
Oh my goodness.
Beautifulness.
Look it up, folks.
Look it up.
Actually,
they're only dyeing it until the end of the month. I'm
gorgeous.
debating.
That's like a sea foam.
It's a little bit more green than a sea foam. But what I was thinking about was one of the Rhinebeck sweater patterns. I think it's called Duchess. Where is it? Come on. I'm paging through the book, if you could not tell. So that, and use...
The brown?
No. Yeah, and use the brown up top and the green.
I think it caught up with your paging.
No, it didn't. I turned the machine and it lost its mind.
Oh. There it is.
So that's the
Put it up
Duchess.
Close.
That's the Duchess.
See, up close it works.
Yeah, and I'm thinking instead of the gray, doing this brown, and then buying the Parkland.
Well, I think that'd be gorgeous.
Yeah, because like, why not?
I'm not the person to ask why not.
I know. I'm also, trying not to, but it might happen. And I mean, then there's just another Rhinebeck sweater that I have to knit, no big deal. And by Rhinebeck sweater, I mean sweater from the Rhinebeck book. I really wish the hyperlinks worked in this
Knit Companion.
Because then I wouldn't have to keep paging through to find
your other sweater.
No, I'm looking up the yardage.
Oh,
so I would probably knit a 37 or a 39, and that's like 1,200 yards of the main color and only 100 or so of the contrast. So I think that could work.
I think you have plenty.
I think I do too.
What's the weight?
Worsted.
Well, then you're good shape there.
Yeah. So this is what I'm currently thinking about, because I think the brown is a really pretty color, and I think the Parkland is a great color, and
that Parkland is a beautiful color.
It's for a great cause, and I really want. I'm gonna see if I keep thinking about it, and if I keep thinking about it, it might just have to happen.
I think
because since it is a color that they're doing for only a short amount of time, I'm a little worried that I'll have buyer's remorse.
Oh,
meaning if I don't buy it. So if you look on
my
their website, they have this beautiful photo of it under news, under a blog post called Time for Change.
Oh, that is gorgeous. And if you can't support children.
Yeah. So.
I love it. I love it as an idea.
Yeah.
And their yarn is great.
Yeah.
It's not studio sock. It's worsted, you said.
I would get it on studio worsted, yeah. So it's three skeins of worsted, yeah.
And that would be machine washable?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah. And in other news, they posted a photo of Carita's baby Kai.
Oh!
He was born on February 20th, and Mama and little one are happy and healthy and resting up at home.
He's adorable.
I know. Kai.
Nice.
Carita and Kai.
Very nice.
Yes.
Very nice.
Yes. So, I'm thinking about that.
I like that.
Since I finished the grandpa sweater.
As a reward?
Almost like a reward. Since we all know how long that took me.
Yes, well.
Yeah, well. It happens.
It happens. What is it that you're working on there?
So this is something I picked up again when I started, or when I finished the Avana, because I needed something to take on the train.
Have you tried the Avana on?
Yes.
And it
good? Fits, but I want to block it out.
Right.
And it's too cold for me. I have a tank top on under the Bumhugger because it's quite warm under the Bumhugger, but in the house without the Bumhugger, it's too cold.
It's freezing. Absolutely freezing. And
so I'm loath to take it off in order to show you all the Avana, so hopefully I will be able to block
next
it
week.
And show you all next week. But since that was on Wednesday during snow day,
yes,
I finished that, and I finished...
Because you got home early.
The Gramps, yes, because I came home early. I realized I needed I needed something to do on the subway.
Right.
So I picked up another work in progress.
Higher sharps.
Yeah, these are my high interchangeables.
Oh, so this is something you've had for a while?
Yeah, this is the Jimmy Bean Wool Gilmore Girl Mystery Knit-Along. So I
Last Christmas.
Yeah, it's a year old. So I did both of the Gilmore Girl Mystery Knit-Alongs when Gilmore Girl,
the new one
came out, A Year of Seasons or whatever. Yeah. So I'm on Clue 2. So it's this beautiful eyelet section. My two colors are very close together. We have the variegated and then we have a solid blue. This is Miss Babs, Across the Universe, and Zing on Yummy 2-ply. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 of 16 eyelet rows. And then I do a lace pattern with the blue.
That would be nice.
Yeah, so I figured it would work for our whip along, and since since I cast something new on that day as well.
What did you cast on?
I'm going to show you.
I don't think I knitted at all that day until evening.
I did.
Because I read a book. In fact, I think I read 2 books.
What'd you read?
I'd have to go get my phone. I read them on my phone.
Oh my God.
One is a Regency age murder mystery.
Okay.
Along the lines of J.D. Robb in the 21st century.
Mm-hmm.
This is back in
22nd, yes. I think they're in the 22nd. Oh. Sorry about that. My boyfriend is driving back from New York to Pittsburgh, and I have my phone on sound in case he calls or something, because I tried to give him a call before we recorded to check in, just to, find out where he is and how the drive is going, and he didn't answer, so he just texted me back. I guess he stopped for gas.
Oh, that's good. So anyway, it's a Regency, and so it's in the early 1800s, and it's a fellow who, very much like J.D. Robb, only this time it's the fellow who's the cop. He's a Bow Street runner. His father got sent off to Botany Bay in Australia because he was a thief, and then the magistrate who sent his father off took an interest in him, found him an apprenticeship.
Okay.
Then he joined Bow Street first as one of the guys wearing the jackets. Apparently they wore red jackets. And then he's become a detective. And you meet him in the first book where he solves the murder of a viscount. And the viscountess is just 2 years older than he is. And he just loses his mind. He just loses his mind all over the place.
Okay.
So then the next several books are she manages to find more dead bodies.
Of course.
Of course. And of course then she calls John.
Yes.
Yes. And John Pickett. And the author is Sherry Cobb South. And the names of the books are escaping me, but it's John Pickett Mysteries. And so finally by about the 5th book, she's done something stupid in one of the travels that there was so much gossip about her husband dying, and even though she was proved not to be the murderess, the murderess confessed. So obviously it's not the Viscountess. But she took herself off to Scotland to weather some of the gossip and she took her 2 nephews.
As you were wont to do.
Yes. Took her 2 nephews who are college age, and they're roughing it, as only a Viscountess might, in Scotland. So the answer is not really.
So not really. So essentially they're up at Sandringham.
No, they're actually in a small inn.
Okay.
And it turns out in Scotland at that time, if you hold yourself out as a Mrs. and to other people, and all of you agree that you are Mrs. whoever, that is what they call an uncommon Scottish marriage. Or an unusual. Yes. Well, anyway, it's... So John Pickett was brought up there by his magistrate to get him out of town to avoid running into the Viscountess, not knowing the Viscountess had left.
Oh, gosh.
And the Viscountess had signed into the hotel or the inn as Mrs. John Pickett.
Oh, lovely.
Yes. So then when John arrives, they said, oh, I guess you want to be in with your wife. And he's going, But, so he gets shown up to the room. There's the Viscountess. And then they figure, well, just while we're here, we'll let this go on, because this way the gossip won't be all around Scotland. They get back to England and find out they're married. So yeah,
it's legal.
It's yes. Apparently it's we used to have places like this in the United States. So the deal in England was to get over the border to Gretna Green and hold yourself out as a married couple. And well, anyway, they have done this, and they didn't realize they had formed an unusual marriage.
Oh my God, then I love it.
The next book is how is she going to get out of this? Because he'd love to marry her. He'd rather be of her own volition rather than something stupid.
Even though she was the reason,
yes.
Like she used his name
without
she knowing
him deeply,
right?
But she's a Viscountess and he's a Bow Street runner,
and he's trying to do the right thing, and she's probably saying, "Oh, you're a dum dum."
Well, no, she's just beside herself
at
this point. So anyway, and she's getting money from her dead husband. She gets £400 a year, which apparently makes her very wealthy.
Would she still get... No, but if she remarried, she would not get that.
No. Mm-hmm. It is written...
Oh, it is written that even if she remarries?
Yes.
Oh, well, okay then.
Yes. £400 a year.
I don't see why they should then
it's the whole thing about the class thing.
Yes, but the divorce is so messy, even back then.
The next book, the 7th book...
Oh, was about
which is what I read on
We're finally getting there, y'all.
Yes. Wednesday is how they finally decide that, no, they're going to stay married. And then she takes him home to her mom and dad.
Oh, God.
Where he manages to solve 2 mysteries there and receive the undying love of his father-in-law.
Of course.
Yes. Who then lays down the law to his wife, who's very into, I can't see, John Pickett is, a nobody married to our daughter. This is terrible. But anyway, it's a romantic comedy mystery thing. Yes. And that's where I sunk myself right in on Wednesday. It was lovely. And then I had the window shades open. I was watching the snow. It was great.
Good.
Yes.
So I
love it.
Knit on this.
I love it.
So this is the Vogue knitting pattern from Holiday 2018.
Oh, gosh.
I did one full... I added... So you're really supposed to only do 1 row and then start the color work, but I figured, why not just do like 2 or 3 and have a rolled hem? Mm-hmm. And I think it'll look really nice. I think once I block it, it will not roll as far.
I think it'd be great.
Fails, I get a light.
I love it.
I know. And I think my floats look really good too. Look at those. Look at those. And I don't even care if Amy Deschen is watching or not, but I trapped the ones that went across 5. Some of them I trapped at 3. Some of them I trapped only if I went across 5. And at the side seams, I put 3 stitches because I'm knitting this in the round. You're supposed to knit it flat and then seam it. And I was like, I'm doing color work. Why?
Yes.
Why? Why are you going to make me knit 55 stitches backwards? Why? So
because we want you to.
So I didn't. And I have a 3-stitch just main color. And you can sometimes see the locks where I locked some of the stitches, I'm realizing. But that's okay. You know what? It's a hand-knit sweater. You can sometimes see them. I think it's fine. It's lovely to work with. Hold on.
I'll take over.
Hey.
So
we're recording right now.
What I've been doing, I'll show you in just a minute.
No, it's okay.
Is I have blocked my One Never Tires of ribbing. So
sorry about that, y'all.
There's my back, and I just love it.
I love Neighborhood.
Yeah. Which is why I'm now torn about buying that other one. I said I wasn't going to buy any.
Yeah, I know. I know. You and I are in the same boat with it.
I know. So let me just hide
but
this
needle.
It's
also like...
But then I've also finished the front, and I blocked it. And see, you fold down these two panels, and you put buttons there. There are 3 buttons that go up each one of these sides.
Because when you put it together...
It mirrors the back.
It mirrors the back. But your shoulders are here? What is this?
That is the back neck edge facing. Here.
Oh,
yes.
Like that.
This goes around like this.
Which is why you need the buttons at the front.
Right.
Because that's what I was trying to explain. I was trying to explain you won't have a regular neck hole.
Right.
That's why you need the button.
Right.
I didn't realize it until you said something while you were seaming it up. So I thought it would be an interesting point to make to our viewers.
The flap comes down. And my question was, do I want both sides to come down? I think the answer is yes.
You need to be able to get your head in it.
Well, yes. But, you know, if I find that my head fits on one side, then I can always seam it up.
Yep.
But I have the buttons.
They're right here. They're on here. They're really lovely.
Very pretty. I got them at Knit, our local yarn store. Cheryl was really helpful in helping me find these things. We had buttons out all over the place.
Of course.
And we were trying to kind of match one of the blue colors. It didn't send us. So, got white. I'm very happy with it. And as you can see, I can finish getting my buttons on tonight. But what's on my needles are my sleeves. And my sleeves were supposed to be knit in the round. And I said, no knit in the flat. And I'm thinking, why do I want to do that? I have 110 stitches per sleeve that then knit 8 rows and then decrease 2 and yada, yada, yada. So instead, I did the caps in the flat, and I did down to, and then I did 16 rows of no shaping, and then I started where the decreases are, and at that point I moved to knitting in the round. So what I have it on is 2 circular needles. One are ChowGoo interchangeables, size 3.
The wooden
ones, and I think this is Knit
Pro? Knit Picks?
Knit Picks. I think these are Knit Picks 3s.
Or Knitter's Pride or something. They're essentially Knitter Pride and Knit Picks are the same, I think. Or Knit Pro and Knit.
I've gotten down to 102 stitches. I'm supposed to get down to 76. There are obviously 200 plus stitches. Well, 220 when I started, now down to 204 stitches that I'm doing per row. So the only good news is that it keeps decreasing every 8 rows by 4 stitches, 2 stitches per sleeve. And I'm going to get there. So my plan this week is to finish my sleeves and get my sweater together.
Well done.
Yes, I'm very pleased. I have to say that monogamous knitting is really wonderful.
I know.
In terms of getting things done.
I know. That's what happened with my Avana.
Yes.
I pulled it out everywhere. I think also what helped was when I went to Cassie's last weekend.
Yes.
And we just hung out. She's good. She's good. Stevie's a little monster, but he's adorable. So
you just hung out at the apartment?
Well, we went and we got some food, and we were going to go to the Angry Orchard
fair?
Cider mill. I guess is the best way to put it. But I had seen that Victoria and Abdul had been released on digital.
Yes.
And she and I had wanted to see it when it was out in theaters, but it was way too far away. Like, it was like a half-hour drive to the nearest theater from her apartment. And we were like, do we really want to do an hour round trip? And we were like, no, we don't. So we waited. And so instead we watched that in her apartment and just knit. And I knit. And I got a lot done. I didn't finish it there, obviously, as I said. I finished it on Wednesday.
Snow Wednesday.
Yes, but I have been pretty monogamous on this WIP. I even brought it to Black Panther when I saw it on
Did you?
Thursday.
And you said Black Panther.
Oh my god, it was amazing.
Black Panther is good?
Amazing. I will go see it again if you want to go see it. In theater. It's amazing.
Maybe down there. I think it's down there.
Amazing.
Cool.
So many strong, amazing women. So it was so good. Like, I can see why I can see why so many people are so happy with it. And I'm so happy with it too. I mean,
no spoilers.
I'm not. It's just amazing. Like, it's the superhero movie we all have deserved. Like, we all deserve. We all deserve. Like, this is what we want all of the superhero movies to be.
Okay, well then we're going.
It's
nifty.
It was just like one of those movies that, like, you're watching it and you're like, I'm not overly emotional about this. I'm just so contented. Like, I was having reactions. I was laughing and stuff, but, like, the way everyone else was reacting, like the online reaction, I thought I was going to have, like, these real strong emotions, and all I felt was intense contentment.
Oh.
And, like, this is what these superhero movies are supposed to be. And,
cool.
And it just felt so good. And it's what I have wanted from a lot of these movies. Specifically that they didn't discount the women in the movie at all. And it was amazing.
Excellent.
It was amazing. I'm so glad they did it. I'm so glad they made it with the team they made it with. I'm so happy. I'm so happy it exists, especially in the time that we are living in, because it is necessary.
Okay.
And if you haven't seen it, go see it. And I know movie tickets are expensive, but support it. It's the way we show the industry that this is the kind of movie we want and we need more of, and the way we get, Captain Marvel, and the way we get, maybe a single Black Widow movie. The way we get these movies done is by showing up. We showed them that with Wonder Woman.
Yes.
We now need to show them that, and we have. I mean, they've surpassed all sorts of records.
They have.
But we need to continually show them that this is what the public wants. Okay. And what we'll go see. Because it's phenomenal, and it's exactly what a Black Panther movie needed to be.
Good.
Yeah. So I even brought it to that. There was one point where I jumped and I lost to during the eyelet row, actually.
Oh no.
So I lost a decrease, a yarn over, and another decrease, and I was like, okay, fine, we're gonna pull the needles through. We're gonna, like, if it ladders, I can pick up whatever stitches I just dropped, but I'm not gonna try it here. But I got 2 eyelets done, I think, in there.
Nice.
I was pretty proud of myself for doing at least that much, but that's what I said. I was so content. It was exactly what we need right now.
Very nice.
Yeah. It's great. But yeah, so I took this on the subway. I take this, to work. I've been knitting on this. Well, the only reason I'm also knitting this monogamously like that is because I can't bring the sweater of bulky goodness with me everywhere.
No.
It has its own giant bag to hold it. self.
I love the color of that neutral yarn.
I know.
That
I told Stephanie yesterday or 2 days ago that you want it because I texted her a photo. Or no, because I texted her to pay her and she didn't respond. I was like, just so you know, Hold My Beer is perfect. It's what I've decided that yarn is going to be called. I know, I love it. It's just so beautiful.
It's fantastic.
Every time I knit a row, I sat there and I was like, oh, you're so pretty. I'm also knitting it two-handed. Two-handed. Me. I mean, I'm not doing a traditional, like, English, continental kind of left-hand maneuver, but it works. It works.
It works.
And I've got the background color, so the tan that in my left hand when I'm doing it.
Nice.
So that's good. I'm trying to think what else this week. Oh! I think I got this more than a week ago, but I ordered it.
Did you?
I did. My otter bag.
I was thinking of that just the other day.
I ordered it. It just makes me so happy.
It's fantastic.
So
Speaking of Stephanie in Asylum Yarn, she's got that really cute bag that's got a see-through. The plastic. It's killing me not to get it.
I can tell.
Yes, it is. I've looked at it
a few times, have you?
Yes, I have.
And then we got our new Random Fandom yarn for March. If you're in the club, I mean, if you're looking at spoilers for the club, you should have already seen it. You should have received it already, since it's now the second weekend of March officially. So this is called First Rule of Fight Club.
Wow.
And it's beautiful.
Is it cotton?
No, it's BFL and silk.
Ah, that's what I'm seeing is the silk.
It's the silk. So
what are you going to do with it?
I think I'm going to make something like the brickless, but obviously for fingering weight. Because I feel like it'll play really well with the multiple
colors?
No, the multiple, with its variegation, I think it'll play well with the multiple textures. But I kind of don't like the shape of a brickless, so I'm looking for something like that, but in like a crescent shape, or I might just maneuver it myself. So we'll see. I'm really intrigued by it. I don't know why. Or it might just be a skein that lives on my living room, like, entertainment console because it's pretty. Like, it's just so pretty, but I don't know any other way. Like, I don't know what I'd wear it with.
Black.
Yes, obviously. Obviously. It's so pretty. Yes. My coat it would look good with, too.
That's right.
I realized that. I was like, when I was wearing all this and my blue, all the shades of Villanova, that's going to clash with my new coat. I'm not going to care, but it's going to clash. But I did mention at knitting that I was thinking about knitting for some coworkers. Because one of my coworkers, I have a few coworkers who keep joking that, I should knit something for them. One of them is knitworthy, definitely. And she might get a shawl that I just might not be so in love with, but not want to frog. I think that's perfectly reasonable.
I think that's
reasonable. Knit it. Not necessarily for her, but she will be just as happy. My cube mate, I might give her a shawl as well, because that might keep her quiet. Because she's asked me for, like, the last year since I moved in, and I'm just like, you're kind of annoying about it. And I've told you before, no. Like, but whatever. And then there's Marion. Marion's wonderful.
Yes.
She writes all of the contracts for our company. And keeps us all in line and saves our butts, and she's just wonderful. And she really liked my Oak Park in the Dragonfly Bad Moon Rising gradient. And so I went over to her on Friday after I looked it up myself and kind of priced it out, and I realized it's about $114 to get the kit, plus the one extra skein that you need in order to do it. And so I did it, and I went over to her, and I was wearing the All the Shades of Villanova, so the shawl version, and she was like, oh my god, this is gorgeous. I was like, thank you. This took me 4 months. I'm not knitting this for you. I love you, but no. And so I explained to her, I was like, so I know you really liked the one I wore on Monday, the purple and orange one. She goes, oh my goodness, I really loved that one. I'm like, yeah, so what if I make you the cowl version of that pattern? I'll send you the links to the yarn. You buy the yarn. I'll make it for you. No deadline. Whenever I get to it, I get to it. I mean, I love the Laura Ayler mid-century collection, so like, it's all garter stitch, and I mean, let's be real, I probably will, bring it as my like take-along knitting anyways, because it's a pretty good stitch. Yeah, pretty good take-along project. And she was like, you what? And I was like, well, yeah. And I said, but keep it on the DL and the down low. And she was like, I won't tell anyone. And I'm like, oh no, you can like say it, but also mention like you're buying the materials. Like that's the big part. Like I'm not doing this. I mean, technically, yes, my labor is free, but honestly, for how much she does for this company
and for you
and for me on my project, she's wonderful. And I mean, there's no way, unless like we were to hire someone for her, for you to help her. Like I've offered so many times, like, can I help you? Can I help you? And she always says no, because she has a special way of doing, of filing everything. Everyone has to be filed in a certain way. And so if I can give her something that she would really enjoy, I
think that's lovely.
Yeah. Because she also doesn't like snickerdoodles or the Death by Chocolate cookie. So she likes white chocolate.
Oh.
So I know. I need to find something else I can make her too.
Right. So she's going to order it.
So she said she got the email that I sent her and she's going to order it. So if she orders it and she gives me the yarn, we're good to go.
Okay.
But I'm leaving it up to her. I told her what the deal was. And then I thought, well, maybe like right before we move out to our field office, I'll bring in the shawls. I think that'll be my goal. Maybe I'll finish Marianne's first, and like then I'll bring in a shawl for one or two other people. Because then another coworker asked if she could also buy, pay me to knit a baby sweater for her nephew.
Okay.
So, and I was like, baby sweaters, they're quick. Maybe.
I
told her, and she was so cute. She goes, whenever you get to it, like let me know when you have a minute or you want to knit a baby sweater next. And because she's heard me say like, I just need to knit a baby sweater. They go so fast.
And she's buying the material.
And she's willing to pay me.
Well.
To pay me for the material, because she doesn't know what she wants, or I can send her a link or something like I did with Mary.
Yes.
But like, she's like, I'm willing to pay you. And I'm like, all right. I mean, like, as I've said before, I'm not going to turn this into a side gig. But for people I like,
Yes, if you decide that's what you want to do, why not?
Well, and I think, and Marion almost just about cried when I told her that I would do that. So, that, I think, definitely. And because she always compliments me on my outfits, and,
Sounds like a lovely woman.
I know, she's great. Well, and you'll get to meet her if you come into the office on Tuesday.
Right.
Oh, that'd be great. Oh my God, everyone's going to be so excited. They're going to be like, oh my God, you're Lizz's mom. It's going to be hilarious. Oh my God, I'm so excited.
Oh my goodness.
So, yeah, I think... Oh!
What
okay.
Now?
So, do you have anything else? Because I have something else.
Well, not on the needles, but I was going to talk about this.
Okay, we want to talk about this, and then we'll...
And then we have our ever-present Long Island.
Oh! Why don't we talk about that now? So, Long Island Yarn Crawl. It is April... 19th through 22nd.
So it's a Thursday through a Sunday.
Yes.
We have 10 stores that are participating. We have the Knitting Place. Yes, we love the Knitting Place. They carry Asylum yarn.
They do.
And hopefully by April 19th, she'll also have more Irish yarn, because I really like going there to buy Irish yarn. Then there's Knit, our local yarn shop, where I got those great buttons. In Roslyn. The Knitted Pearl in Oyster Bay. They're very friendly.
And they have some great color scents.
Yes, and they're also the ones that yarn bomb their store.
Yes. Also have a lot of shibui.
Mm-hmm.
If you're into the shibui technique of combining two yarns together, they have a lot of the shibui in stock.
the Knitting Cove and Yarn Shop in Port Jeff. It's a little store. It's a little bit up from the main street, but the owners are lovely people. Absolutely lovely people. We so enjoy going there.
Oh, and then
and there's a Starbucks just down the street.
You missed the knitting garden.
How did I do that?
And they have that back room you love.
They do. They've got
and they're down or up the street from a fantastic comic book shop.
Well, I haven't been to the comic book shop.
We will have to go this year.
Then there's the knitting store down in Oceanside, which you've mentioned before. It has there's a parking lot, but there's also, I think, a grocery store there. So the parking lot gets very filled. I've been very lucky getting there early in the day. And they usually have things that are on sale for the yarn crawl.
Yes.
So what's new in yarn too? I have gotten some great yarns there.
And I've gotten fabric there.
We've got the Long Island Yarn and Farm.
Tabitha!
Yes, and I think I did enough. No, I haven't done anything on that sweater this week because I've been working like a fool on can't get enough of that ribbing. Altman's Needle Arts, they have some really nice locally dyed yarn that it's really pretty.
A small batch.
Small batch, but I got some last year and I haven't done anything with it yet.
Yeah, I got the three tweed ones that I'm going to make that Josh Ricks pattern out of.
And then lastly is Black Sheep Knitworks in East Hampton.
Where we haven't ever gone before.
Been. We're going to go.
We do need to talk about that.
So,
yep.
Long Island Yarn Crawl, put it on your calendars.
Download your passports and get those baby hats ready.
That's right. Yes, they will be collecting baby hats and they will be going to either Winthrop Hospital in Nassau County and or Stony Brook University Hospital in Suffolk County. So they're going to local hospitals. Yep. And obviously the neonatal wards need baby hats. Every baby gets their own hat. So that's why I keep making the hats. So anyway, we're looking forward to that. And what else?
Do we have any other events we're going to? No, I don't think so. I think that's, other than Rhinebeck, I think that's all on our calendar.
That's right. I haven't done any work on the socks.
It's okay.
I'm finishing this thing.
Yep.
And then I've got a baby sweater I want to do. And then I'll work on my socks. I think I figured out for my owl the next term I'm going to use that Nerd Girl cotton that you got me. So I'm going to do that. So amazingly, I'll be doing a sweater at the right season.
Oh my goodness. Or a sweater type for the correct season.
Well, just because it's knit with cotton doesn't make it's not a sweater.
No, but you always knit sweaters.
I know, but it's not a sweater type.
Cotton sweater, you're probably going to be knitting a shorter sleeve one.
I'm not sure. I have it in my queue. I'll have to look and see what I've decided to do with it.
Okay.
But so anyway, that's my plan. And then we have this.
Yes.
So I got my Vogue knitting.
And that's
magazine.
Kristen Ritter on the front, who is in Jessica Jones and has...
oh, look. Open to one that I liked.
Good. And she recently has done a partnership with The Wool, right?
I don't know.
Hold on.
She's back here.
She's 2 more pages. Yeah. We Are Knitters. And for a kit for a garter sweater that she designed.
This one?
Yep. Or I think it's something similar to that.
Okay. Meanwhile, I love cables. And I found that bit of gorgeous delight. Let's see if I can find what it's called. Of course, it's a Lara Zuccotti. I have several of her patterns.
I'm kind of intrigued by that.
And then there's this with the cables going up, and then also on the other side going sideways. So obviously something's knit sideways, and that's really, I think, very interesting.
It is.
That's a Sarah Hatton in breathable hemp. So that's
I like this one. If you didn't do the second one, or you removed that first band, if you made
this is what we're talking about. She's talking about removing the first band.
Yeah, it's a and maybe continuing it down into the tunic length.
With all the
texture.
That would be fabulous.
Yeah, and I think it's doable. It's really pretty.
It's worked in 2 pieces, beginning with the ribbing and stockinette skirt. They're calling that a skirt. It's a little short for a skirt. We have to see.
I don't even know.
I don't know either. And then there was something else back here.
Well, then you just add the texture to the stockinette skirt.
I think so. Oh, we like this one.
Yeah, I like that if you added a little bit of shape to it. I like the texture.
Yes, and certainly one of the
Or even if you made it a little oversized and you made it
longer as a poncho.
And belt it.
Mm-hmm. And then we kind of like this except for the really blousy sleeve part. So one of the nice things about knitting is that you can make each pattern your own. And I could see doing this, but getting rid of some of the blousiness in that particular design. Let's say Katerina Bermatinova.
It's a brioche sweater.
Yes. It's not very fitted. I think that would
little
be a gorgeous
fitted
dress.
Yeah.
Because there's no shaping in that at all. Back going down.
If you brought the pattern down to the waist.
Good idea.
That'd be interesting.
Very interesting.
Or just maybe not straight across your chest.
Straight across the girls?
I like the domino. I think that looks really interesting.
It looks fascinating.
And I think it'd be really interesting in a variegated...
You know what you could do also? Is you could weave
minis. Oh,
colors through that if you wanted to.
You could. I think you also could do it with minis.
You could do that too. That might be something to try with our Christmas yarn.
Yeah. Or I don't know if I showed you all the bag of minis Tanya gave me for my birthday.
I don't think so.
Yeah, so.
I think that with your...
With minis, yeah.
And
that's also really interesting.
This. Look at that.
See, the thing is I couldn't see myself wearing it, but I could totally see knitting it for someone as, like, and I don't know if you all have realized. Yeah, and also because, like, it's interesting and I want to do it. It's not something I want to wear, like these sweater, the sweater that I like.
Weave it through buttonholes.
I don't understand how you do it yet, though. Like,
it's buttonholes.
Right, I understand that, but how do you get it to go?
Really cool. Okay. And
do you just flip the whole thing inside out through it?
I don't know. I guess we're gonna have to make it.
We're gonna have to make it. We're gonna have to make it.
Baby alpaca chunky.
Or we just get any chunky.
Yeah. I'm not going to read the directions.
Yeah.
So obviously it's a paid pattern, but chunky wool.
Well, it's a pattern in the newest Vogue.
So
with Kristen Ritter.
In dark gray. It would be really pretty with that. So anyway, we found... First I looked through it and I said, oh, I really don't like chunky wool things. But I do like the sweater that Kristen is wearing on the front cover. I even like the color that it's in.
I know.
And I do like that scarf and then several of those cable patterns.
Yeah.
So very cool stuff. A lot of really interesting things.
Yeah. So you mentioned how you dove into a book on Wednesday.
Yes.
I dove into a book last night and this morning.
Really?
Yes. Well, I've talked about it before. Tempest and Slaughter. I am...
that's the book you got at the comic book store.
No, it's the other one. I've got Spy's Guide at the comic book store. This is the one with the signed plate that I have to put in here. So this is the one you wanted to read.
Okay.
I will leave this for you. This one is Numer's Childhood, or the first one that's coming out. And I have about 100 pages.
Left to go?
Left to go. So it'll probably be done tonight. I mentioned it last night to my friend Mary, and she was like, you've been at 64 pages for like a month and a half. And I'm like, you're right. So after everyone left and after I cleaned up a little bit, I sat in bed and read for a little bit. And then I woke up this morning and read a little bit more. And a little bit more.
And you got all this knitting done too.
Oh yeah, this week. I mean,
you had energy.
I had energy this week because I also came home on Wednesday and I took a really, really long shower because, you know, going to work in the gross was so lovely.
We had a snowstorm, which turned to rain, then back to snow again.
Yeah.
It was some of the heaviest snow I've ever shoveled. It was, I'm lucky Richard got out and shoveled too. So the two of us together took about 45 minutes. It was incredibly wet.
Yeah.
And
it turned to ice if you didn't shovel it.
Well.
Ask me how I know.
Did you fall?
No, almost did. Though my back was entirely seized for like an hour after getting into the office because of
the
that
wrenching
like
it.
Well, no, not even wrenching it. That like when you're walking on ice and your entire body seizes up. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah,
I was lucky they canceled school on Tuesday evening as I'm driving home. That the notice came up on the direction guide. Classes are canceled because they had no idea how bad it was going to be. And quite frankly, I'm glad they did because then I could just read all day.
Yeah.
It was good. It was
yeah,
really good.
So since she brought that up, I was like, oh, well, fine then. I'll finish it. So... Also, because I really want to read it.
Good.
Because I also have another book that I kind of want to get working on at my apartment.
Okay.
But yeah.
So with my coat, I've got some pressing, some top stitching to do.
And maybe before I go home, we can take a look at mine. Because we need to look at if we need to buy more fabric for my sleeves.
Okay.
For when you come into town and into the city today.
I thought you said you were going to have enough.
I think I will. I kind of just want to lay it all out to make sure.
All right. Well, then we should get to work on that.
We should.
And could you also want to do the zipper?
No, the zipper is going to have to be next week. It is currently 9:30.
Oh my goodness!
And I have learned that if I try and do something new, like like casting on in a new way. Or...
You're too sleepy.
Not even that. It's like...
Too confusing?
Yes.
Okay.
Not necessarily casting on in a new way, but if I'm trying a new technique or a pattern that I haven't even read through. Okay. So I think this
we'll do that next week.
New... Yeah, I think this is a... When we are both fully functioning.
New methodology.
Yes.
All right. Sounds good to me.
It's like how you're not supposed to cast on after 11 o'clock.
Right.
Yeah.
Or avoid that sleep knitting whenever you can.
Yes. Yes.
Sounds good. We'll see.
So,
all right.
I think we attack the coat first. Okay. Today, and then next week we'll.
All right. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Sounds very good.
My whole goal is to have both our coats at least wearable by Easter.
That would be nice. Of course, we won't wear them at Easter since
who knows?
They're so heavy.
We've had very cold Easters.
We've had Easter with snow. That's true.
Yes,
that is true.
We have.
I was trying to get it done for Tuesday, but I won't be able to hem it that fast.
Yeah, I love you, and that'd be phenomenal. But I don't think you could get it hemmed that quickly.
No, I mean I could get the sleeves done, and I can get the zipper done, but I'd be walking in with a coat that's 1.5 feet too long.
Yeah, and you want me to come in and help you hem it, or at least pin where you want to cut it. You can't have Daddy do that.
No.
He's very precise in his work, but
drives you crazy.
He's not someone you have sit on the floor and pin at, not even pin it up, but pin at a certain height while you spin around.
It drives him crazy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
So I think we've come to the end of our row.
I think we have.
It is time to weave in our ends.
Weave in those ends. I'm going to be weaving in ends on my... I never get tired of ribbing. And I think I may seam it together while we're looking at your coat.
Okay.
So I'm going to do that, and then I can go into just knitting like crazy on these sleeves. I can't believe I'm finally at the sleeves.
I can't believe I'm picking this back up.
Well,
I mean, I can because it's...
A whip-along certainly helps.
Well, it's a whip-along, but also it's a good purse project.
Yes, it is.
I have a bunch of things that are whips, but they've grown either too big or they're like the pincha and they're too complicated to be purse projects.
Right. Right. God bless you. And with that,
I think
we're going to say weave in those ends, and we'll see you next week.
See you next week, y'all.
Bye-bye.
Bye.